Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you are all doing well this morning. We are going to start with the cryptocurrencies. Before we start there, I want you to look at the number of blue box setups that we posted. Just make a note there that we have made a mistake with the type. We've got a typo there. It's typed as NZD Chief. This is actually Brent crude oil. There's a very nice blue box setup there on Brent crude, where we're looking for this to trade into the blue box on the 1 hour. So we're looking for this one to come in here and make a reversal. Looks like we've already started with that reversal on oil. So let's have a look at that oil setup before we start with the cryptocurrencies. And you can look at the rest of the setups on under the blue box trade setups as well as trade setups. Let's have a look at Brent crude oil. As you've seen, the forecast was for this to go and reverse into the blue box. Look at exactly what is happening there. We have got that on the 1 hour. That was the setup. And for this to reverse at the blue box, and that looks like that is playing out pretty nicely. So we can start looking for those moves to the upside. So that is what we have on oil there. Let's just project the blue box on this one. So right onto the blue box, not a peep higher, not a peep lower. So that's the reversal on Brent crude oil. You can start taking that, put your stop. Usually you'll put your stop at 78.93. I think that's actually the right place to put your stop. According to the rules, that's where you put your stop. So that is Brent crude oil here. I just want to project the actual blue box here. So the only disadvantage of taking it from the blue box is that your stop loss has to be far according to the rules and the guidelines, but otherwise your risk to reward ratio becomes much better because you've got a good entry there from the blue box. That is Brent crude oil. Right, morning Gerard, welcome. Right, so that's the setup that we've got. There are a number of other setups that you can look out for under there, but I want us to go through the cryptocurrencies and when we get to those, we will have a look at them. Let's start with the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin. Let's have a look at this on the 4 hour. So Bitcoin, we are looking, I've showed you the two ways that this could play out as. So the one was that this is a three-wave structure. We've got another three-wave structure. Looking at this one to be a lower degree, that was going to give us a structure like this back to the top, all-time highs at 67,000. Makes one more down, we get a flat correction, then we look for a blue box here and more upside. So this is where we are currently. Is this going to make a move to the downside? If it does, there's also an alternative, which we showed yesterday as well, where this is becoming a W, a X, we get another 3 ways to the downside here, then we get a blue box around here, then Bitcoin takes off. Okay, so if we come down to around this level, this should take off, and then we'll look for a move to the upside from the blue box there on Bitcoin. Okay, we have seen Ethereum hit all-time highs the day before yesterday. We're getting a slight pullback now. This is on the 1 hour. This is only a 1 hour continuation pattern, so you don't want to be in there. You want to take these kind of setups. That's where you get involved. When you've got a 4 hour setup, you've got a 4 hour setup. Those are the kinds that you take. Right now, this one is too small, and you'll see also on the RSI that you don't necessarily have a setup for it. We have not quite reset it at the bottom, although the RSI is still a bit above 50, but the setup on this one would mostly be on the 1 hour. So the 1 hour is clear with the setup, but we don't really like the 1 hour because it's not the most accurate time frame that you can get a trade there. So we'll be looking at this one to be doing that. That is Ethereum continuation pattern to the upside, Litecoin. Let's go back to the 4 hour. Now Litecoin. Remember all those possibilities we spoke about yesterday. So we've got Litecoin having made a move to the upside. Having made a move to the upside, I need to see the whole chart here on the screen. Let's put it back up here. We had this 3-wave pullback on Litecoin. We've got this 3-wave move to the upside. We can get another 3-wave move or an impulsive move to the downside. and we get a structure like this, and we're going to move to the upside like that. That will give us these as 3 waves. We already have these as 3 waves, and we can get this one here as another 3 waves to the upside, giving us the whole thing as a WXY corrective structure there. So for now, we just want to see here if Litecoin is going to make a move to the downside into the blue box. That will be a nice area to pick it up again for a more upside. That is Litecoin. XRP has broken above that structure that we're looking at. 1, 2, 3. We have broken above that level. This is going to be giving us an A, a B, and this goes for a C there on XRP. So we want to see this move here. Show the move. So we want to see this move. Let's get my mouse to draw straight. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we'll see if Ripple can go and retest the recent highs at 1,4. Whether it breaks straight up or we're going to make one more move to the downside that we can only decide when we get to this level. We'll check the indicators and see which move is going to be. Are we going to get a continuation pattern here, or we're going to get one more down? Either way, when we get to that level, we will know what to anticipate on Ripple. Dogecoin. So Dogecoin, we've got 3 waves as follows. 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. We're actually going to look at this one as follows. It's 3. We can have possibly on Dogecoin 1, a retest of the lows here before we push to the upside. This is where we are consolidating around these levels. We can get back to around these levels before we push to the upside. So let's just watch Dogecoin for more upside there. ADA. That is the corrective structure on ADA. We have been looking at this one to be starting a move to the upside. After the spike down, we're looking for this one to break to the upside here, but we've come down with this move, which means we may be getting a move like this. So if we are getting a move like that, that means the whole purple structure is only a W. We get another one before we push to the upside. Okay, so that is ADA. Let's keep an eye on how this develops. So we've got this one here. Lower degree here, we've got these 3 waves that could potentially come to the downside, or even this one rebounding here. Then we're going to have this before we make a move to the upside. Solana broke the previous highs. We spoke about this consolidating at the previous highs here and taking off. So any pullback on Solana, expect more upside. We've got 3 waves pullback here, and we're starting with a move to the upside. Solana, bullish. Shiba Inu looks like we are trading into the blue box. Will not be quite a clear blue box here. This is 1, 2, and 3, 2 and 3. Let's try it. That's from there. Has not quite reached the blue box. The blue box would have been here, and would have looked at this one to be a 3-wave structure like that. And then upside. So let's see what we get here. Even if we don't get it from the blue box, we can get it from around this area and take it to the upside. That is Shiba Inu. XLM. Let's go to XLM. Right, XLM. RSI is resetting back at 50%, showing a move to the upside again. So we can get this one doing this small move here and then more upside. At least back to retest the previous highs at 42. If it's going to make one more back here, and then we'll look for this to the upside. That's what we're going to look at on XLM. Let's also look at Binance. We have looked at Binance, have we? Yes, we have. So Binance, essentially what we have on Binance is this clear structure here. We've got an impulsive move down. We've got a correction there. We can call this correction to have ended there, and this move to have come around there. Then we've got a flat correction, and then we're looking for this to push to the upside. So any continuation pattern here means we are going to let this one run all the way to the upside, because that is the move, that is the correction, and then the resumption of the move to the upside. Let's keep an eye on that one. Right, so let's go to the US dollar PES. So US dollar PES, looking at the DXY, we've been looking for this to drop yesterday with the news, only just a slight move to the downside and then resumed higher. Let's start with the Euro US dollar before we come to the DXY. So US dollar is Euro US dollar has made this move here. We're coming down with this move. We're expecting the move to this upside to have started there. It doesn't look like we're going to have that move starting there. So we can have this one coming down for one last one here, come back to around this level, and then we start looking for this to push to the upside. The reason why I'm showing this line is I'm looking to get this as a divergence. Even if we do get one lower, we make a new low here. As long as the RSI holds the divergence, then we know that this is still going to make a reversal. Why is the divergence important? That's because we want to see the reversal at current levels. Okay, if the divergence is invalidated, that means we are not going to have that reversal. That is on the 4 hour, or the 8 hour. Let's have a look at this on the 4 hour. So there is still divergence on the 4 hour. Let's do that. That's our 4 hour setup. We'll be looking for this. Even if we do get one more move to the downside here, we're looking for this to play out to the upside. DXY. Similarly, if we make one more move to the upside, as long as this divergence holds, we are still okay for more downside. So that will be that one new high, and then move to the downside on the Euro and the DXY. Pound US dollar, we're expecting this one to push to the upside with the news yesterday. We only got this move here. Looks like we're still bearish. So we're not going to get a move to the upside. So we're still going to get one more down here. That's corrective. So we're still going to get one more down here as far as pound is concerned. Look at this here. Look at this here. So no reversal as yet as far as pound US dollar is concerned. US dollar CAD. Let's have a look at US dollar CAD. US dollar CAD still making that corrective structure. 1, 2, 3. I started the drop yesterday. We'll be looking for this one to continue lower like that. US dollar chief. So US dollar chief, we also expected this to continue to the downside, but we can have something like this here. A pulsing move up, correction, and a move to the upside, then we look for downside. Our US dollar, the expansion flat that we're looking for looks to be invalidated. So we're getting a continuation pattern here. Could we now be playing this corrective structure as far as how the US dollar is concerned? Let's see the setup at current levels. If we get that confirming downside, that means that is all the corrective structure, and Audi will then have to come and retest the lows here. So we just need to see that confirmation. We were looking at this one to be expanding flat and give us one more move to the upside. But that move may not play out. So just hang on a bit on that one, give it a bit more time. We're also looking for our New Zealand to push up higher from this corrective structure. As you can see, this has gone up only correctively, and as far as the RSI and the stock is concerned, look, this is showing us downside here, and it has not gone up aggressively. It has instead gone up correctively. So that is even more reason to confirm that we are not ready for upside yet, and we're going to see downside on New Zealand US dollar. Right, US dollar ZAR as indicated, we're expecting a reversal, possibly back to around 1380. Let's show the bigger structure to show what structure we're looking at there. This is US dollar ZAR. We've already made this strong impulsive move to the downside. We've got a 3-wave move to the upside here that has retested the recent high around these levels. We're expecting a move back to around this level, which can then make a push to the upside like that. Then we'll have the whole thing as a WXY corrective structure on US dollar ZAR. So that completes the US dollar pairs. Pound US dollar, we expected it to trade into the blue box, which it has. Now the question is, how far will this go? So this was our blue box. We've reacted from the blue box as far as pound yen is concerned. Blue box here, move down, 3 waves there, move down. Impulsive move. So this impulsive move, the way it's going, it looks like it's got 5 waves. Let's have a look at that impulse. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can get those 5 waves, get a pullback that will give us a corrective structure, and then we look for upside. And that upside may be just to retest the previous highs around these levels. US dollar, yen. The structure we're looking at on US dollar yen, it's not quite playing out. We're looking for this one to give us the 3 waves as follows, but instead it's just going sideways. So let's just hang on a bit on this one, see what structure it's going to make around these levels. Euro, yen. Euro yen, we're looking for this one to be bouncing from the blue box, means the correction is still not over yet. We can still get this one playing out as follows. And then we get a move down here before we push the upside. Then that's going to be a nice clean WXY corrective structure for more upside. Chief yen. Chief yen, an impulsive move to the downside, push back here. We can expect Chief yen to do this similar to Brent crude oil. That's the structure. We'll look for this to make a push to the upside. Audi yen. We're also looking for this one to be playing and expanding flat, but this is still showing us one more down. So we're still going to see one more down on Audi yen, even if we're going to see upside there. That's what we're looking at. New Zealand. Same, we also look for the New Zealand to be playing out this structure, 1, 2, 3. Is this now consolidation for more upside? Let's wait and see around current levels, what structure we're going to build there. So that is New Zealand, and then CAD yen. So look at CAD yen. So CAD yen, we're looking for this one to also go into the blue box. Has not reached the blue box yet. We can still get this one coming down here, and then we get more upside. Gold keeps pushing lower and lower. It looks like we have this structure now on gold. Let's do it cleanly. That's the structure we have on gold. We've made a passive move here. We're consolidating here. We'll look for more upside. Looks like we've got a setup, and we're going to see a bit more upside there on gold. We've also had a pullback on silver yesterday. Is it now ready for a move to the upside? We've got a nice running flat in the middle, move to the downside, and impulse consolidation around current levels should see silver push to the upside. We need to see the RSI trade above 50 for that move to happen on silver. Platinum. So platinum, remember the blue box setup that you had from here. We're getting another continuation pattern from current levels. So that is another setup on our platinum. We're going to be looking for more upside there. Brent crude, you've already seen the trade setup on that. You can start taking the trade on Brent crude oil, provided you are able to place a stop. We've got a bounce on pound Audi after the trade setup, after our trade has reached our target. Is this now the start of upside? Not quite. We're still at the top here. We've got a pullback here. We should expect something like this. We'll be monitoring that to see what structure is building at current levels. Pound New Zealand similarly has made a three-way move to the downside as well, but does not look to be done with that move, and it looks like we're still going to continue to the downside, even if we do get a move like that. That leg to the downside is not done as yet. Pound CAD. Pound CAD, we anticipated a possibility for this one to also bounce from here to give us this as a flat, and then we look for a sell setup there and downside, but it looks like we're just going to continue dropping from current levels from the 4-hour setup. This is a 4-hour setup, by the way. We've got 1, 2, 3. That is the setup that we're looking at there. That is Pound CAD, Pound Chief. Still bearish, has made a continuation pattern here. We're looking for Pound Chief to continue lower. All right, so that is what we have on Pound Chief. Next is the Euro pairs, Euro Pound. Euro Pound has made a three-wave pullback. Has made a three-wave pullback, and we'll see this move lower. That is a Euro Pound, Euro Audi. Just like Pound Audi, we've made a bounce, and that bounce could come in three waves as follows: 1, 2, 3. Then we look for more downside. All right. Euro New Zealand will obviously be bearish, just like Pound New Zealand. We've got an impulse here. We're coming down correctively. We can bounce up with an impulse and continue lower. Euro CAD continues lower. We're looking for this structure on Euro CAD and continuation to the downside. Euro Chief obviously still bearish, but this is not a place to sell. The structure is too small to sell. We look for a move to the downside. Now looking at the crosses, if you look on the blue box trade setup, we've got a trade setup projected as follows. Still a bit far though, because we're expecting to come around these levels. So let's see how that plays out. We may even get a harmonic pattern when we get to that level for another leg to the upside. That is Audi CAD. Right, so that is Audi CAD. Could Audi CAD have completed this three-wave correction structure? Let's have a look at the crosses here. Okay, you've already seen Audi New Zealand. There's a blue box there. I think it's also projected on the 1 hour. This is under trade setup, so that is Audi New Zealand. We've got Audi CAD on the 4 hour. So Audi CAD will be looking for this one to continue to the downside. There's a possibility that this is actually a 1 structure there, and we look for more downside. And then we've got Audi Chief. Audi Chief, yesterday we're looking for this one to have made a three-wave pullback, right? So if it's only 3 waves and we start getting a setup at the bottom here, we'll look for more downside. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. So these are 2 possibilities there. We need to get this one playing the blue box. We've got this as a blue box setup. We need to see this one playing from the blue box first for us to confirm that move. Let's have a look at what the indicator is showing us as far as Audi CAD is concerned. We're trading well below 50, so that move will not happen there. The upside move will not happen. So we've got a 3-wave structure here. The least that can happen is to move back to this level. And we've got that. Okay, that's Audi CAD, Audi Chief. Audi Chief and CAD Chief are similar. These structures look like 3 waves, We've already looked at this one, so we're just looking for that one. So let's just go back here. We've already gone through Audi Chief. New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD, obviously CAD is showing strength. We should expect this one to continue lower. That is New Zealand CAD. We expect it to continue lower. This is 3 waves here. Looks like another 3. We can get a move up like this. 1, 2, 3. We get another 3 waves. Then we look for more upside. Then the structure would have completed SAWXY. New Zealand. New Zealand Chief, is the blue box going to play out? Let's have a look. We're anticipating these to play from the blue box, anticipating these to start the reversal, but it looks like this wave wants to play out first before we make a move to the upside. CAD Chief. Right, so CAD Chief, accordingly, we're looking for this one to be making a blue box setup here. But if you look at this is showing us continuation to the downside. So we are going to see more downside, and we're going to have to update, adjust the structure. Indices. What more do we talk about on the indices other than parabolic? That is the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial. There's nothing to analyze. We analyze corrections and anticipate when the corrections will be complete so that we can take the trade. But if you look at this, these are just parabolic moves to the upside. All-time highs, Dow Jones Industrial, all-time highs, Dow Jones Transportation, NASDAQ, all-time highs all around, all-time highs. And this is not the first time that we see this. We have been monitoring it ever since. So that is the NASDAQ. Then you'll have your UK 100. The UK 100 will eventually give us the drop from current levels. Will give us something like this. Okay, so one more up within the diagonal, and then we pull back accordingly. DAX. Also a 5-wave move to the upside, a parabolic move to the upside. So as you can see, it's generally strength all around on the indices. Nothing else you can see other than bullish moves, all-time highs on the indices. That is the DAX, the Nifty. The Nifty, we can now confirm the structure here. I know you've got a different one on the website, but I would like you to see this option as well, where we look at the whole thing as a corrective structure, and this to be starting from the bottom. So the wave one will be starting from here for the third, fourth, and the fifth wave. Alternatively, in the on the website, what we have here is that we have got this one, having started the move to the upside as 1, 2. Only thing I don't like about that is that we've got this one as wave 1, 2, and this wave 2 is too sharp. What makes more sense to me is this one here. But it's both possibilities that have got the same bias, so more upside will anticipate on the Nikkei as well. Right now, this is the Nifty. So the Nifty, we've got 1, 2, 3. We can have this one coming down here. We can have this one doing that, and another 1, 2, 3. So a bit of a deeper correction there on the Nifty before we resume the next leg to the upside. All right, so that's all for today, guys. Don't forget the LTA in an hour and a half from now. Have a good day, everybody. Cheers.